Congratulations, you can now get a St. Patrick's Day gig. 1, 2, 3. Hey fiddlers, welcome to today's fiddle video. It's time. Today we're going to be learning the tune commonly known as Danny Boy, also known as DERRY AIR and Londonderry Air. This tune is an absolute classic. It truly is one of my favorite melodies. I love it. If you'd like sheet music and practice tracks for the tune, as well as the variation we're going to learn today, you'll find that at a link in the description, where you'll also find a harmony and a chord chart. All right, let's go ahead and learn the tune. First, let's figure out what key we're in so we know where we're going to put these left-hand fingers. We're going to be playing this tune in the key of D major. You could play it in all kinds of keys, but let's play a D major scale, starting with your open D, first finger, second, third, A, 1, 2, 3. And we'll also have an E and a first finger on E, F sharp. We'll also have some notes on the G string in this tune, your first finger, second, and high third finger, that's C sharp. Okay, so our key signature is D major. We've got 2 sharps, an F sharp and a C sharp. Let's figure out our time signature. We're going to be playing this tune in 4/4 time, so 4 quarter notes per measure. So we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. All right, we've got our key signature, we've got our time signature. Let's learn the tune. As I typically do, I'm going to be teaching this tune by call and response so you can learn it by ear. So I'll play a short phrase of the tune. You can pause the video and try playing it back. I'll do that a couple more times. You can pause after each time, try playing it back. And if you don't get it by the 3rd time, no worries. You can always just scroll back and try again. Very often with fiddle tunes, you have an A part and a B part. But this tune doesn't exactly have that. You just play it all the way through, straight through. But you can think of this tune into halves, so that's how we're going to be learning it. The first phrase of the tune starts with the first finger on the G string playing an A, and it'll go like this. 1, 2, 3. Slower. time. The second phrase of the tune starts with the open D string, and it'll go like this. 1, 2, 3. One more time. All right, those are the first two phrases of the tune. Let's string them together and see how it goes. Remember, we're starting with that first finger on the G string playing an A. 1, 2, 3. Phrase 1. Phrase 3 of the tune. This actually is the same as the first phrase of the tune. So it starts with that first finger on the G string playing an A. 1, 2, 3. And the fourth phrase of the tune starts with the open D string again. 1, 2, 3. Those are the third and fourth phrases of the tune. Let's string them together, starting with that first finger on the G string playing an A. 1, 2, 3. Phrase 3. First half of the tune. Let's try playing all of that. So we're going to play all of the first 4 phrases of the tune. 1, 2, 3. Phrase 1. On to the second half of the tune. It starts with the open A string. And here's the first phrase. 1, 2, 3. second phrase of this part of the tune starts again with that open A. 1, 2, 3. All right, those are phrases 1 and 2 of the second half of the tune. Let's go ahead and try stringing those together, starting with that open A string. 1, 2, 3. Phrase 1. Phrase 2. All right, here is the dramatic phrase 3 of the second half of the tune. Starts with the open A string, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. The last phrase of the tune starts with that high third finger on the G string playing a C sharp. And it'll go like this. 1, 2, 3. Let's play those last two phrases of the tune, starting with that dramatic phrase, starting with the open A string. 1, 2, 3. Phrase 3. Phrase 4. All right, we now have the second half of the tune. Let's try putting all of that together. 1, 2, 3. Phrase 1. Phrase 2. Phrase 3. Phrase 4. All right, that's it. We now know the whole entire tune. Congratulations, you can now get a St. Patrick's Day gig. Let's try playing it all the way through from the beginning. Remember, it starts with that first finger on the G string playing an A. 1, 2, 3. that with guitar backup, you can go back to the beginning of the video and play it along with me. But before we wrap up, I want to give you a few ideas for variations on this tune. We're not going to do anything too over the top, really just some subtle things like grace notes, some slides, and also a triple stop. I guess that could be considered a little over the top. The main grace note ornament I want to add to this tune is called a waterfall. And here's what it sounds like in the first phrase of the tune. Right here. Did you catch that? In the part that goes, instead of just going one open, I added a couple little grace notes in there on the way from that first finger to the open string. So it's 1 and then really quickly 2, 1 on the way to open. If you want to get extra fancy, you could do a little grace note right before the first finger note. So you go open D to the first finger, open 1, and then you do the waterfall. Here's that phrase one more time. Next phrase is normal. In the next phrase, we have an opportunity to do the exact same thing. Right here. Or. Then we just play that fourth phrase normally. Okay, now we're into the second half of the tune. Here's where a little downward slide comes in. This is what it's going to sound like. It's very subtle. It's right when you play these two notes. There's a little slide down and away from that second finger as you go to the open string. So it's, you might even pick up the finger a little bit as you slide it, so it sort of gets airy and sort of distant sounding for a second. Here's how that sounds again. Normal second phrase. In this next phrase is where the triple stop happens. You might be able to guess where it is. All right, so in that phrase we had a triple stop. We also had that downward slide coming back into play. So we've got these notes on the open A. Then when we go to that first finger on the E string, we're going to pick up a D, an A, and that first finger. So you place that first finger on the E string, then you roll across the D, A, and first finger on the E. So you've got, then you keep going. And then right here, same basic ideas before you have the slide down from that second finger. And then we just wrap up the tune. You could put another waterfall in here. All right, that's it for the variation. Let's try playing all the way through. 1, 2, 3. if you'd like to try playing that variation with guitar backup, you can go back to the beginning of the video and play it with me. Alright fiddlers, that wraps up today's fiddle video. I hope you love this tune as much as I do. Again, if you'd like sheet music and practice tracks for the tune, as well as the variation that we learned today, plus also a harmony, plus also a chord chart, you'll find a link for all of that in the description. Thanks as always to my brother Dan Faiella for his guitar backup at the beginning of this video. Have a wonderful day, happy fiddling, and I'll see you soon.